All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you happen to be. Normally, what would happen at this point is I would come on, I would welcome everybody to Web Wednesday, and I would keep my guest waiting in the background. But honestly, I'm just too excited about today, and Chloe and I were just having way too much fun just chatting about things in this fantastic little Broadway musical called Title of Show, which if you, yeah, you should go search it out. But that's a conversation for a different time. But anyway, hi there. Let me do this first.
Hi.
Hi, Chloe.
Hello. Hello. I'm so excited. I can't believe this is my first time on the show. I feel like I'm a spiritual guest of the show, I guess, because I watch it so much.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. That's good. I have one viewer. That's always nice to know.
It's me.
So yeah, so today is going to be a little bit different. That normally we chat about like some web tech or something like that. We're certainly probably going to have some web tech conversations, but today instead is going to be much more focused on probably one of the most common questions that I get asked, and I'm certain it's one of the most common questions that Chloe get asked, which is some variation of how do I get into or what about this and so forth for people that are thinking about getting into the industry, are just trying to get started in the industry or maybe in it for about a year and trying to figure out, okay, well, what should I do? So it was like, all right, well, let's answer those questions and let's do that on camera. And so when the idea was floated out there, I'm like, the perfect person for this is Chloe. Like, there's just
Oh.
nobody else.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Would it be helpful if I kind of like explained how I got here, how I'm sitting
Absolutely.
here?
Yes.
Because it's strange. I think it's important context to give because, like you said, like people are always asking me, especially during the pandemic, or as I like to call it, the panini. How do I get started? How do I learn to code? My background is in the performing arts, so which is a big reason why Christopher and I were singing before this, right before we went live. I did musical theater for a very, very long time. I grew up in the performing arts. My mom and dad both worked in the performing arts, and I was immersed in that world for a very, very long time. And unfortunately, despite coming from a lot of computer technology around me and learning how I had, of course, had Mavis Beacon teaches typing in school, and we used Microsoft Word, so I knew about Clippy and all of that. I was good at computers. But it was never expressed to me that this could be an industry or a path I could go into. And there certainly weren't any people who looked like me, women specifically. I like to say that the only STEM engineering person that I had in my life was Gadget from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. And if you're not familiar, that is a chipmunk. So like that's not great representation, right? And so I went throughout my life. I did the theater thing. I went to performing arts high school and college, did the actor thing by night weekend, office admin by day thing, and learned how to code in a boot camp. So I attended Hackbright in 2016 and graduated from there. And very quickly realized that, I work as a cloud advocate now. But I realized that this industry of developer evangelism, developer advocacy was a really interesting blend of my technology skills and all these skills that I had in my previous life of performing arts. So I'm here to say truly anyone can code. Like I used to tap dance. I was the back end of a cow in a musical once, and I'm here working at Microsoft today. So if you're out there and you're thinking like, I don't know, maybe this isn't for me. Like, if you have an interest in STEM or technology, like truly there's room for everyone.
I,
Anybody can learn to code.
I feel like there's a book title in there somewhere of from I went from the back of a cow to working at Microsoft.
I was on a podcast a while ago, and I need to find it because he said something to intro me that I was like, I wish I had thought of that. And he said from building characters to building developer communities, or like
Ooh.
building sets to, and I was like, oh, I have to read that down.
Wow.
But there truly is, like, of course, when I first started in this industry, I was thinking, well, there's going to be nothing applicable from my previous life as an actress as applied, especially because I did musicals. I was like, other than, I don't know, channeling my inner Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, working in the corporate world, I'm not really sure how this applies. But I found that like all of this experience that I've had, and I should also mention, like, y'all can check out my LinkedIn if you want to have a really fun, you know,